Hey guys, Crystal Thompson here for Simon Says Stamp. Today I have the simple stamping card using one of the newest release, Make Magic. This is a brand new release, just dropped, ton of products, and we're keeping it very simple with just stamping, a little bit of ink blending with a stencil. The whole thing comes together super easy. We're going to be using the Teacher Thank You stamp set, which is brand new, and then we have 4 colors of Simon ink. We have green apple, green leaf, lipstick red, and schoolhouse red. And then I have 2 pieces of cardstock. We have white 110 Nina cardstock, and then we have some schoolhouse red for the background of our card or card base. That red is 5.5 by 4.25, and then this white piece is 5.5 inches tall and about 3.5 inches wide. It's going to fit perfectly right in the center. And I'm going to put this down onto my mini Misty. I love using a stamp positioner, especially when using sentiments, because it allows me to really make sure that it's going to be straight, that I can stamp it over and over and over to get a nice, clean, and crisp sentiment. So I have that teacher sentiment ready to go from the teacher thank yous. And I'm going to be using some Schoolhouse Red, which is really a gorgeous red lipstick color. It's quite crisp. And again, I'm going to bring that lid down onto the cardstock and lift it up. And as you can see, it's going to be a little bit blotchy. And that is why we ended up using the stamp positioner. It allows me to come back, re-ink that stamp, close that lid down again, hold it for a couple seconds to allow the ink to go down into the cardstock, and then that's going to make it really nice and crisp. Then we're going to add the other 2 sentiments, which says to our favorite, and then it's going to say teacher, we're grateful for you. And I have placed these on the top and the bottoms of this teacher sentiment, and I'm using black Simon Says Stamp intensive black ink for it, and again using stamp positioner to be able to bring this back and forth and get a nice, clean, and crisp image. Depending on how dark you wanted to do your black, you could do it over and over. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Next, I'm going to bring in one of the newest Slim Slide stencils from Simon for this release. We're going to add a piece of acetate to really kind of protect that top part, since I'm only going to be using one of the left sides of that Slim Slide stencil. And I'm going to bring in some gorgeous gray. This is Fog, and I'm going to do some ink blending. Be sure that you either really cover it up with some tape so you don't get some black lines onto your cardstock, or you really do use a piece of acetate. I like to use the acetate that's the backer of the stamp set. Just makes it super easy, and then if I need to clean it up, it just rinses right off. So just a little bit of detail here to not make it so white. And we're going to move on to the next step, allowing the white cardstock and ink all to dry up. So now I have my Schoolhouse Red cardstock, and I'm going to bring in that slimline oval stencil again. This is also part of the newest Make Magic release. And I'm going to do some ink blending, very basic red on red, so you're going to have some monotone coloring. And all this is going to do is give it a little bit of a background dimension. It's not going to add a ton of color, but it just kind of ties in the whole thing together. Next, we're going to bring in 2 colors. We have the green apple and the Schoolhouse Red, gorgeous inks. And so I'm going to begin by stamping that thank you apple, and then I'm going to do the little leaves in a darker red, which is that green leaf, greener, darker green, which is the green leaf. So we have green apple and green leaf, and that's so confusing. And then for our little apple, we're going to be using Schoolhouse Red for the inside of the apple, and then back to our green leaf for the leaves of the little apple. And so you're going to repeat this process a couple times to get some apples on this. And again, super easy to stamp these, and you can see they're not absolutely perfect, the red and the green, but it makes its point, right? So I'm going to bring in that green leaf again, so you can see I'm just tapping the very edge of those leaves, and then bringing in that stamp set up on the right corner, letting it sit for a couple seconds, and that way it allows the cardstock to absorb this ink color. And repeat the process back and forth with the big apple and the little apple, and you can alternate colors, schemes, and if you have even more colors of stamp or ink pads, you can really create a little more dimension by adding 2 or 3 tones of green ink for each apple. Last but not least, we're going to put some foam adhesive to the back of the card here, and we're going to place it right on the center. It's going to expose some of the red stenciled areas. Again, it's going to tie the whole thing together, and you can embellish. I'm going to leave it nice, clean, and simple. I think the apples kind of take care of the whole thing. And guys, that does it for me. Thank you so much for joining me. I know it's been a while since we had a video. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial with the Make Magic release. It's absolutely gorgeous, and we are so ready for back to school. So I hope that this card inspires you. And if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and please subscribe. Click subscribe and click on the recommended videos. I'll see you later.